This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Thursday. It is almost the weekend. We are pretty excited here in the studio. Been playing music, waiting for Friday all day, all morning long.
All sorts of requests being played,
yes.
Music being blared during commercials. 6 o'clock, July 20th. Let's go to John Scalzi with details. Maybe a peek at the weekend forecast if he's so ahead of his plans here.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to look pretty nice over the weekend,
Perfect.
maybe even a little bit nicer than it has over the last several days. And you know what? We had some pretty nice weather along the coastline over the last several days, though inland areas have seen some fairly heavy rainfall. Now, we're getting our rainfall earlier on in the day, and then everything kind of shifts inland. And that pattern will be with us again today. We already had some showers out in Gulf waters, kind of bringing a little bit of light drizzle to areas of the Keys around Holmes Beach, Upper Longboat Key, a little bit on Anna Maria. Could see some showers also moving into areas around Rotunda over the course of the next half hour or so, lifting up through the mouth of Charlotte Harbor. Mix of sun and clouds to start the day, boosts our temperatures as it has done over the last several days, fairly rapidly into the 80s, and we'll be looking at that sea breeze starting early, bringing us about a 50% chance of a shower near the coast during the morning hours into the early afternoon, and then everything shifts inland. Complete forecast for the weekend coming up in just a few.
All right, talk soon. 15th Street East, building up on the northbound side of the road there. Also, 301 northbound towards State Road 70 showing some early congestion, he tried to say. Farther south down to Sarasota County, Siesta Key showing some rare buildup there heading toward the Stickney Point Bridge. Very curious. And then farther south, we'll check that one, just one slowdown. 41 northbound at the Business 41 junction.
Topping our news this half hour, a sad story as one of the most well-known names in the Senate is facing a health crisis. Senator John McCain has been diagnosed with an aggressive form of brain cancer.
But friends and colleagues say the former prisoner of war isn't backing down from this battle either. John Lawrence has details.
Senator John McCain is recovering at his home in Arizona after being diagnosed with a form of brain cancer. This was discovered after the 80-year-old Republican had surgery last week to have a blood clot removed.
I talked to the doctors. They said that he did very well from the operation. They feel like they removed all of the tumor. He was sent home the next day.
This isn't McCain's first experience with cancer. He had malignant melanomas removed in 1993, 2000, and 2002. Doctors say McCain will need follow-up treatment and that the average survival rate for this cancer is about 14 months.
There are people who with treatment do survive longer. About 10% of people will survive 5 years or longer, so it's very tough to put numbers on this sort of thing.
President Trump issued a statement Wednesday night saying Senator John McCain has always been a fighter. Melania and I send our thoughts and prayers to Senator McCain, Cindy, and their entire family. Get well soon. Staffers say McCain wants to get back to Washington ASAP.
They say that he's been on the phone talking about what are we going to do about health care? What are we going to do next? How are we going to handle this or that? And just don't forget that over the July 4th break, he was in Afghanistan.
And family and friends say the Maverick won't take this fight against cancer lying down.
God knows how this ends, not me. But I do know this. This disease has never had a more worthy opponent.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Also in Washington, President Trump says he wouldn't have picked Jeff Sessions for his attorney general if he knew he'd recuse himself from investigations into the Trump campaign. Trump spoke about Sessions in an interview with the New York Times this week. The president also chided Sessions for telling the Senate he had no meetings with Russians during the campaign. It later turned out Sessions had met with a Russian ambassador at least twice.
Happening today, after 9 years in prison, the fate of O.J. Simpson is expected to be heard by a Nevada parole board. This group does have the power to now set him free. Simpson was slapped with an up to 33-year sentence for a 2007 botched robbery. Now at 70 years old, the prison says Simpson has been a model inmate, and even the victim from that robbery says he plans to speak in support of Simpson's release. However, inmates who have served inside the prison with O.J. Simpson says he received special privileges. But for the 6 commissioners on the parole board, memories of 1995 may be hard to ignore. That's when Simpson was famously found innocent in the murders of his ex-wife Nicole Brown and her friend Ron Goldman. Tune in right here to ABC 7 starting at 1 o'clock this afternoon for live coverage of the O.J. Simpson hearing.
A follow-up now on a British infant who is on life support. The parents of little Charlie Gard are awaiting a report from an American neurosurgeon. His opinion on the condition of their son could determine whether he lives or does not. Charlie has undergone 2 days of examination by a new team that includes a U.S. brain specialist and an Italian doctor. Charlie has a severe genetic illness. He can't see or hear or even breathe without help. British doctors want to turn off his life support, but his parents are refusing to let that happen.
He's our son, he's our flesh and blood. We feel that it should be our right as parents to decide to give him a chance at life.
Last week, a judge agreed to let the American neurosurgeon see if Charlie could benefit from an experimental treatment. He's expected to deliver a report with his opinion to the judge tomorrow.
A warning for parents this morning and also a consumer alert. The national clothing chain Justice is under fire after makeup sold at their stores marketed towards young girls and tweens have been found to contain asbestos. Now, according to reports, asbestos was found in the Just Shine Shimmer Powder makeup. Testing also found 4 other heavy metals. Asbestos is a mineral fiber found in rock and soil, which can increase your risk of developing lung cancer if you inhale it. The retailer now saying a supplier may have used asbestos-contaminated talcum powder when manufacturing that makeup. Justice has released a statement saying they're investigating the reports, and as of Monday, the product was out of stock on their website.
It is 6:06 now. A Florida man is carrying a cross more than 2,000 miles to raise awareness about addiction. Jim Downs left from Panama City back in February and has made it out of Virginia. Downs says he suffered with addiction for years and doesn't want anyone else to go through what he did.
A lot of people don't understand addiction. They don't understand that it isn't as easy as saying, just put it down. It doesn't happen like that. And my encouragement is knowing that this is making a difference.
Downs hopes to finish his walk by October when he crosses the border into Canada.
An update now on the sinkhole that swallowed up 2 homes in Pasco County earlier this week. Although the hole has stopped growing, county officials say it is still dangerous. The hole is getting wider as its banks fall in because there's no support for the sandy soil that's drying out around it. It's now about 235 feet wide. That's nearly 10 feet wider than it was just a few days ago, but it does remain at just 50 feet deep. 17 water samples tested positive for total coliform, but the county plans to retest it. That hole opened up last Friday. Thankfully, no one was injured.
Florida officials now have more time to defend a 2-year law requiring women to wait 24 hours before receiving an abortion. More than 5 months after the Florida Supreme Court put the law on hold for a second time, a circuit judge has given those in support of the law 60 days to present evidence in favor of reinstating it. Governor Scott signed the waiting period into law back in 2015. It was quickly blocked by a lower court after the ACLU sued.
Women already think long and hard about this decision. Women in Florida are capable decision makers who do not need politicians micromanaging their schedules or imposing a mandatory timeout before they're allowed to make decisions about themselves.
All other invasive medical procedures have a built-in reflection period as common practice. Abortion, however, has bypassed the true intent of informed consent and has capitalized on women's vulnerability when confronting unplanned pregnancies.
But abortion rights advocates say the law would create a burden on many women, especially those who live in rural communities.
Solar panel installations may soon become a common requirement for new Florida homes. South Miami's mayor says the requirement made for a Miami suburb will reduce the cost of home ownership, make houses sell faster, create jobs, and reduce carbon emissions. It'll require 175 square feet of solar panels for every 1,000 square feet of roof. The requirement is modeled after similar ordinances passed in California. The measure takes effect in Miami starting in September. And what better way to make energy for your home than to use the sun?
Oh, it's great. Florida is, you know, the prime for solar power. Right. But we have some of the worst incentives as well in the country. California has some of the best, and I think, you know, maybe we should catch up a little bit in that regard.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. What kind of incentives do you mean? What do they do?
Well, I think we have a tax credit for people who want to purchase. We have here in the state of Florida, I think we also have some small incentives from power companies and net metering so we can sell back excess. But there's some large incentives in California that make it almost a zero cost to the consumer over a course of about a 5-year period. But, you know, it costs money to do that.
Yeah.
Costs money
Well,
to
that's
do
the way
that.
the world is going these days. So we'll see, you know, 10, 20 years, we all might be energized by
It'd be
by
nice.
solar.
Photovoltaics, of course, are very expensive, but I mean,
Right.
solar heating is not all that expensive, and Florida is just perfect for
Right.
heating your hot water.
Sunshine State.
Anyway, not a lot of sunshine this morning out there. We got a little bit of mix of sun and clouds coming up, and I think as we head into the afternoon, a little bit more sunshine in store for you. Plus, the weekend looks pretty good. We'll talk about that in a second.
All right, what is going on in Venice? The city is investigating harassment allegations at the city's fishing pier.
We'll tell you more about what police plan to do next after this.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC 7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
76-degree air temperature, dew point 74, close enough together that relative humidity is high at 94%. In fact, we have some showers in progress across the area and a little bit of cloud cover out there as well. We'll start off the morning with kind of a sun-cloud mix, as we have for the last several mornings, with showers out in Gulf waters. And that may cause the sea breeze front to delay a little bit in forming. I don't think we'll see the sea breeze front kicking off at 10 o'clock this morning, but I think by around the noontime hour, we'll certainly see a west wind starting to develop. 73 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia at 75, 74 in Mayaca, Parish at 75, so is Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Northport, and Punta Gorda. Along the coastline, it's a little bit warmer, 78 degrees in Longboat Key, 77 in Venice and in Inglewood. We have a lot of showery activity around the Atlantic and Gulf waters this morning. Not a whole lot over land, as we have seen over the last several mornings. In the morning, you generally have a more unstable atmosphere right over the bodies of water surrounding our peninsula, and then as we head into the afternoon and we start to develop sea breezes, then the instability starts to shift more into inland areas. Right now, the showers over on the west coast, on our west coast, are really producing a little bit of light sprinkles at worst. The heaviest of the rain falling now around the area of Charlotte Harbor, moving into areas like Gasparilla and eventually up into areas like Rotunda in about a half an hour or so. Some rain showers have been heavy at times near the Skyway Bridge. Those are tending to dampen down, as in fact are all the showers as they approach the coastline. But a little bit of sprinkles over Anna Maria, Holmes Beach, Upper Longboat Key, certainly possible over the next half hour or so. Nothing really heavy. And then down to the south, we've got these showers lifting northward through Charlotte Harbor. Again, areas like Rotunda, Cape Hayes, Gasparilla seeing a little bit of rainfall. Otherwise, I think morning commute should be A-OK. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us. A little trough of low pressure off the Atlantic coast, helping to encourage shower formation there. Otherwise, our weather will be driven completely by the light winds, encouraging a sea breeze. Once again today, the sea breeze will cause showers near the coastline in the morning. Those showers shifting inland, riding on that sea breeze front as we head into the afternoon, and the heavier rain starting to build later in the day with a combination of increased energy from the sun and an east coast sea breeze meeting up with our west coast sea breeze, butting up against it, creating the uplift necessary to produce those heavier showers. Then as our sea breeze kind of collapses and outflow from those bigger inland storms starts to develop, we may see a few showers work their way back toward the coastline late in the day, but they'll be few and far between. Early coastal showers. Watch for afternoon storms to develop in inland areas while the coast remains pretty quiet, and then that pattern staying with us for the next several days. Our heaviest of the rain will be falling in inland areas, as is visible on our RPM computer model forecast here. And in inland areas could see some pretty good rainfall. By the way, drought indexes right now showing up about as low as they get, which is nice to see due to all the heavy rain, particularly in inland areas. Over the next several days, drier air from the Atlantic, drier air in the deep south kind of merge together, and what we may see is a kind of a little bit of a reduction or pinching off of the humid flow that we've seen over the state. That may limit the number of storms that we get over the weekend. State of Florida, out in the Atlantic, well, we've got a few areas of tropical waves, but, you know, we always have areas of tropical waves at this time of year. Nothing here looks like it's going to develop in the next 5 days, so tropically speaking, things are pretty quiet right now. Southwest wind coming in at about 5 knots or so this afternoon will bring you smooth conditions on bay and inland waters and 2-foot seas. Nice boating weather this afternoon, I think. And the forecast calls for a daytime high topping out in the near 90-degree range, with about a 50% chance of showers early on near the coast, inland in the afternoon. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look at traffic in Manatee County. Looks like the bridges heading into downtown Bradenton are looking good. Looks like there is some congestion on 41 as it heads towards Cortez Road. Other than that, 301 and I-75 looking good. In Sarasota County, looks like Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road looking nice this morning. There is a little bit of buildup on Siesta Key. And in South County, pretty quiet throughout the morning commute at 6:19 on your Thursday morning. The Venice Police Department is investigating allegations of bullying at the Venice fishing pier.
Very interesting story here. A resident sent an email to the city alleging he and his wife were harassed while at the pier by some late-night fishermen. Our Christopher Brantley tells us what the city may do next.
As it stands, the Venice fishing pier is open 24 hours a day. But could that be changing in the wake of some complaints sent to the city government? This email prompted some serious questions. The author of the email suggests he and his wife were harassed by local fishermen last Saturday night. There is even an allegation that one of the fishermen committed battery on an 8-year-old.
We did investigate that, and that was not the case. There was no battery on an 8-year-old.
Police Chief Tom Mattmuller says the usual complaints come from inappropriate fishing, not behavior, but his department is investigating. Some security camera footage of the incident does exist.
It does provide some video footage, but it's not in some of the areas, not all areas of the pier are covered, and that's one of the things that we are looking at.
The email's author says they called 911, but they weren't happy with the officer's response. The chief says the officer acted appropriately and investigated the matter. To prevent this kind of thing from happening in the future, there has been some talk of adding more security cameras or closing the pier at night, but the chief isn't fond of the latter. On Wednesday, fisherman Daniel Howard told us everyone he interacts with is very nice.
Kind of like it, you know, friendly people. You get to talk to them, and they help you out. Help me unhook one of the fish that you're not supposed to touch because it got barbs on it.
If the city does decide to restrict the hours on the pier, that decision could only be made by the city council, and they are on summer break until mid-August. In Venice, Christopher Brantley, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Piers are usually such relaxed atmospheres. It's a shame if one or two bad apples is going to spoil this.
Of course.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Madonna singing a happy tune this morning.
We'll tell you how a judge awarded her a major legal victory when we come back.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Get the hottest deals of the year during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers or save big on a new sleek and stylish Jeep Cherokee for as little as $18,999. Drive off today for your next great adventure in a brand new Jeep Renegade for as low as $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
We certainly enjoy getting pictures from our viewers. This is from Norm Schimmel, who lives along the bayfront. It sent us this beautiful photo of the sky.
Yeah, I'm wondering what that little orange thing is in the far left corner. I don't know if you see that. Maybe we can get a hold of Norm and figure out what that is.
Yeah, maybe John Scalzi can put a magnifying glass on that.
There we go.
Well, we'd love to see your pictures and also see you. We're going to be at the bayfront tomorrow ourselves. The Friday Fest at the Van Weesels tomorrow at 5 o'clock, and Jacqueline and I will be co-hosting up on the stage. Should be a nice night for music, hopefully, and thousands of our best friends will be there.
Yeah, and John says it shouldn't be too bad as far as weather is concerned. He said it should be a beautiful weekend, which would be great. Would love to see you out there, get some selfies, get some pictures, doing some Facebook Lives, getting you guys involved. If you're not there, you can follow us on Facebook as well. So.
Yeah, that's tomorrow, a Friday Fest at the Van Wezel.
All right, 6:25 this morning, and a judge has awarded Madonna a big legal victory.
Yeah, the judge stopped an auction of some personal items she didn't want sold. ABC's Candace Gibson has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Madonna singing a happy tune. A New York judge blocking an auction house from selling some of the Material Girl's very personal items, granting the pop star a temporary restraining order that forced the auction house to remove 22 of 128 Madonna memorabilia items for sale. Among them, a revealing breakup letter from the late rap star Tupac Shakur. According to court documents, Madonna was shocked to learn through media that Tupac's letter was being auctioned, saying, "I had no idea that the Shakur letter was no longer in my possession." Madonna also notes that most of the memorabilia put up for sale were provided by former friend Darlene Lutz, the Material Girl now claiming Lutz betrayed her trust. Attorneys for Lutz firing back, calling Madonna's claims meritless. And we'll have more on the Madonna memorabilia coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
The opioid my doctor prescribed for my chronic back pain backed me up, big time. Before Movantik, I tried to treat it myself. No go. But I didn't back down. I talked to my doctor. She said, 1, Movantik was specifically designed for opioid-induced constipation, OIC. Number 2, with my savings card, I can get Movantik for about the same price as the other things I tried. Don't take Movantik if you have or had a bowel blockage. Serious side effects include opioid withdrawal, severe stomach pain, severe diarrhea, and stomach or intestinal tears. Tell your doctor about side effects and medicines you take. Movantik may interact with them, causing side effects. Don't back down from OIC. Talk to your doctor about Movantik. Remember, Mo, Van, Tick.
Life could be a dream.
Happiness is powerful flea and tick protection from NexGard, a delicious chew that protects for an entire month. Ask your vet for more information. Reported side effects include vomiting and itching. NexGard, the vet's #1 choice.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School, serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. ANDservices.com.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a new controversial sentencing guideline will likely reopen old wounds after a judge throws out the death sentence of a local man convicted of killing an 11-year-old girl.
Plus, the city of Sarasota gets closer to making millions of dollars in improvements to the Bobby Jones golf course, while some taxpayers wonder it's time to sell or privatize the facility.
And it's Christmas in July. We'll tell you where you can get some great deals from local retailers here in our area. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Oh yeah, pretty pastel sunrise in progress as you awaken on this Thursday. It is July the 20th.
Very peaceful sunrise this morning. That's gorgeous. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Let's go to John Scully now for a peek at the Thursday forecast. Good morning, John.
Good morning. Peaceful except out in Gulf waters where there's been a lot of activity. We haven't seen a whole lot over land, and I think the morning commute should be pretty much rain-free, so that's good news. We're looking at the showers out in radar on just off the coast, actually, of Anna Maria, seeing some lightning popping in that thunderstorm, and also down to the south we're seeing some showers, no lightning, but some showers moving into areas around Rotunda, Gasparilla, places like that. As far as our forecast goes, mix of sun and clouds today, rapidly leading to temperatures in the 80s and boosting our sea breeze into inland areas by later in the afternoon. That means about a 40 to 50% chance of rainfall. First near the coast during the mid-morning and late morning hours, and then inland later in the day. We'll have the complete weekend forecast for you coming up in just a few.
Thank you, John. A couple of spots in Manatee County, not too much. 64 eastbound toward the interstate, also 301 southbound as you head towards State Road 70. More issues, relatively speaking, right now in Sarasota County, where we see some slowdowns on 41 southbound as you cross over Bee Ridge Road. Also South County, nothing much to speak of at 6:32 on your Thursday morning.
The search continues this morning for the man who robbed a Bradenton shoe store last week.
Yeah, video from the store was just released, and it shows exactly what happened. Our Rick Adams has the video.
Well, the robbery took place right back there at the Payless Shoe Store. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is hopeful that a video that was just released will help lead them to the suspect. Take a look at this video from inside the Payless Shoe Store in Bradenton. It shows a man going behind the counter and demanding money from the female worker, indicating that he was armed. He would run off with an undisclosed amount of money. Bernadette is a Bradenton resident who occasionally shops at the strip mall. She was shocked to hear about this robbery.
Pretty nervous. I mean, that's sad to hear that that's going on in this area.
This robbery also makes Justin Doherty a little nervous. He's an assistant general manager at Firehouse Subs, which is near Payless Shoes.
Obviously, you know, when I'm looking after my employees as well, I was concerned for their safety. Because, I mean, it was just a couple stores down. So, I mean, we just want to make sure everyone just locks their doors in the morning if you're not open yet. Just use extra precautions. Never walk out alone.
The robbery at Payless Shoes did happen in broad daylight just after 10 o'clock last Wednesday morning. The suspect is described as a white male in his late 40s to early 50s, 5 feet 7 inches tall with a slim build and graying hair. And if you do recognize the suspect, you're being asked to contact the Manatee County Sheriff's Office immediately. Reporting from Bradenton, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
We're learning more about the overturned sentence in the 2004 kidnapping and murder of a Sarasota girl, Carly Bruscia. Her convicted killer's death sentence now in question due to a new state law. Joseph Smith was convicted in the 11-year-old's murder, then sentenced to death. But now, due to a new state law requiring a unanimous verdict for a death sentence, Smith is getting a new sentencing hearing. According to a criminal defense attorney, that may be an uphill battle for the state.
Recent death penalty cases in this area have not been able to obtain a unanimous verdict. They're going to have to reconstruct the emotion and the information that was put forth in the penalty phase of that first trial.
A new sentencing phase could begin in Sarasota as early as April of next year.
Well, talks are brewing again about Longboat Key being in just one county. Currently, the 10-mile stretch is split into two counties, Sarasota and Manatee. So Longboat, therefore, has two tax collectors, two court systems, two property appraisers, two election supervisors, and two different property tax rates. In fact, those who live on the Manatee County side of Longboat pay about $2.5 million more collectively in property taxes than those on the Sarasota County end of the island.
It is a little bit of an administrative burden. We've become accustomed to it because it's been that way forever, so our systems do accommodate it. But the most important element is, what are our citizens experience? And there's no question they're experiencing different taxes depending on where you live for the same services.
Town officials say they will eventually have to talk about this two-county issue with the state because it's the state that has final say. Town officials say this can take years before anything happens.
And a woman locked her keys and her 16-year-old blind dog in a hot car accidentally, but thankfully Sarasota Sheriff deputies came to the rescue. Here's a shot afterwards of one of those deputies and the dog as he rehydrates the pup just after using special tools to unlock the car. Now, the dog was in there for nearly 45 minutes and the owner and dog are now doing well, but it does prompt animal services to remind people about keeping their pets in the heat. Deputies say the inside of a car with no air conditioning can reach more than 120 degrees.
If you don't need to bring your pet with you to go somewhere, leave your pet at home, and that would solve a lot of these situations where people leave their pets in the car and they think, oh, I'm only going to be in the store 10 minutes, and 10 minutes turns into 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you come out and your pet is severely injured or dead.
Again, that incident was ruled accidental, but deputies say you can be charged with a civil fine or even a criminal offense if you intentionally leave your pet in a hot car.
Renovation plans at Bobby Jones in Sarasota are moving forward now. The City Commission voted last year to make upgrades to the city-owned golf course, and a group was formed to oversee the project. They even hired a consultant for $100,000 to make recommendations. Those ideas will now go before the City Commission for final approval.
We need new drainage, we need new irrigation. He's going to look at each and every hole and try to determine if could be some length added or if there's better bunker placement.
The city had previously discussed a possible budget of some $14 million for this project. The city-owned golf course has lost money every year for the past decade, and some taxpayers suggest the city sell the 90-year-old facility.
Efforts to transform 42 acres of land along Sarasota's Bayfront has now reached its next phase of planning design. For the past 3 years, the Bayfront Planning Organization has been working to transform and update the city land that includes the Van Wezel, the Convention Center, Botanical Gardens, and the old Gee Whiz building. The idea is to transform it all into a new entertainment district. And now the organization is looking for a design team. While plans to create the area's next cultural attraction moves forward, the community remains mixed on that effort.
This definitely looks like it could use a facelift, and I'm sure some new modern area for people to walk around and enjoy, and restaurants and everything facing this beautiful bay would be a great idea.
It's built up enough, and any additional building up is a bad idea, but I feel pretty strongly about the overdevelopment in Sarasota. I've lived here 11 years now, and it's gotten worse every year. So,
the request for considerations deadline is September 1st.
Happening today, a Sarasota business group is hosting a Pinellas senator who might run for governor. The Argus Foundation has its annual Meet the Minds luncheon, and the keynote speaker this year is Jack Latvala. He is serving his 4th term in the state Senate. He's received about 200 honors and awards for his legislative service, including being named Legislator of the Year. Meet the Minds begins this morning at 11:30 at the Sarasota Yacht Club.
Also happening today, the Women's Resource Center is hosting a Christmas in July event. The event is being held at an upscale resale store called the Unique Boutique. The event will also feature big discounts on merchandise from local vendors featuring products from Suncoast businesses. It all kicks off today at noon and runs until 6 p.m. on 12th Street West in Bradenton. Sounds like a good experience. Yeah. Christmas in July. I love the idea. Can't wait. Almost 6 months until Christmas.
Don't start that nonsense yet.
I love Christmas.
Well, yeah, we have some time still. Yeah. So there's showers still off the coast?
Yeah, a few out there. It hasn't been a big problem for the morning commute, though. I think as we head into the next couple of hours, we might see a few onshore. But for the most part, I think the rainfall today will be late morning a bit, like last couple of days.
All right.
Better news for the weekend, though. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Also, still ahead, entertainment news, and new research suggests our thoughts have more power than you might think.
We'll tell you how what you're thinking may be affecting your DNA when we come back.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
I'm Cindy Lou. I'm Susie. I'm Missy. And I'm Betty Jean. And we're the Marvelous Wonderettes. Mr. Sandman.
Experience the best girl group songs from the 50s and 60s live on stage at the Players Center July 12th through the 23rd. Call 941-365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll fall in love with the Marvelous Wonderettes.
I'm so alone.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Glasses and contacts. You need them to see, but they put such a strain on your life. Due to new advances in vision improvement technology, LASIK is now affordable for almost everyone, with procedures starting as low as $299 per eye and over 1 million procedures performed by our trusted independent surgeons. LASIK surgery is a sensible, safe, and affordable solution to improve your vision. So call now to talk to a LASIK Vision Institute counselor and schedule your free evaluation.
1-800-813-0109. Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperature comes in at 76 degrees. We have a dew point of 74, and we have a little cloud cover out there. We have a little rain shower out there as well in places. Southeast wind coming in at about 3. Very light wind will allow for a sea breeze to build earlier on. Temperatures across the state fairly uniform, a little bit cooler in north central Florida and northern Florida. Had a little bit more shower activity there over the last hour or two. Our area seeing temperatures that are generally hovering around the 80 mark close to the coastline. 79 in Boca Grande, 77 in Venice, 76 in Bradenton. Inland temperatures more like the mid 70s. We have a lot of showery activity occurring over on the east coast and lifting off with a trough of low pressure. We have on our area a few scattered showers as well, even a thunderstorm or two to talk about. That's due to the more unstable air sitting over Gulf waters at this time of morning. Right now, the heaviest of the showers closest to shore, located just to the north around Anna Maria Island, Holmes Beach, and some light rainfall moving into Bradenton, and also down to the south. In the center of the state, this cluster of storms remains well offshore. Showers in Bradenton along 41 moving into Cortez over Anna Maria Island. Light stuff for the most part. Nothing here that's heavy, no driving rains. The heavier rain showers are located down to the south around Gasparilla. We're seeing some periods of heavier rain also moving into Rotunda at this hour. Otherwise, the showers are offshore. You may see a flash or two of lightning off the coast of Venice, But nothing here that looks like it's going to be a big bother for the morning commute as we head into the next couple hours anyway. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us. This trough of low pressure, really not a player in our weather. It's the high pressure ridge that noses in from Bermuda across the state of Florida into Gulf waters that really does drive our weather. With light general winds across the region, our sea breeze starts early. And with that, showers and thunderstorms begin to build as the winds kind of pile up on land. As they move from a frictionless Gulf water into a rougher surface over land, we get that kind of convergence effect and creates a few scattered showers. Then as we start to get an east coast sea breeze forming, butting up against that later in the afternoon, bigger storms form in inland areas. And as the sea breeze collapses, a couple of those storms could create some showers closer to coast late in the day, though they'll be much fewer in number. So early coastal storms, about a 40% to 50% chance of that from about 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And then afternoon storms inland from about 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock or so. And that pattern stays with us right into the weekend. The heaviest of the rain falling in interior sections where you can see some 3-inch rainfalls over the next several days. Here's the hope for the weekend that I was talking about. We have some drier air to the north, some drier air in the Atlantic, and perhaps it might, as those two areas begin to merge, squeeze off some of the moisture aloft that helps support shower and thunderstorm activity each and every afternoon, and maybe bring us a few less showers on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Yeah, we'll see if it plays out. Right now, the forecast calling for about a 50% chance of rainfall today and tomorrow. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll trend down those rain chances, hopefully, and most of the rain showers, again, occurring in inland areas. The pattern itself kind of remains unchanged. Just the available moisture might be whittled away a little bit. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look at traffic in Manatee County this morning. Looks like congestion picking up throughout the area as a whole, but 301 really seeing the biggest slowdowns heading north and southbound. As we head into Sarasota County, some big slowdowns as you head 41 southbound past Fruitville Road and Bee Ridge Road. Also, there is an accident at exit 205, better known as Clark Road, towards the southbound lanes on I-75. So keep that in mind if you're heading out the door in the next couple minutes. And in South County, some normal slowdowns throughout Business 41 around Venice and Nokomis. But other than that, looking pretty clear. 6:47 on your Thursday morning. In this hour's Health Smart, hospital mistakes may actually be killing more people than many actual diseases. Interesting.
This is a high number. An analysis in the British Medical Journal shows that medical errors in hospitals may now be the third leading cause of death in this country behind heart disease and cancer. Johns Hopkins researchers say these mistakes claim, ready, 250,000 lives every year. That's more than respiratory disease, accidents, stroke, and Alzheimer's. These errors range from bad doctors to more systematic issues like communication breakdowns when patients are handed off from one department to another.
Well, new research suggests our thoughts may actually have more power than you may think. Your negative thoughts may be affecting your DNA, as Cleveland Clinic researchers say they can shorten the length of our telomeres, which are the caps on the end of our DNA that influence aging. There are several types of negative thinking, like pessimism, always predicting doom and gloom, as well as when we think of past events and keep mulling over them. Now, this increases levels of cortisol, which is the hormone controlling stress, and an overload of that hormone can have lead to a negative health effect, including high blood sugar and weight gain.
Something new to worry about now.
Yes, always something new in health news. In entertainment news, though, this morning, 3 new trailers are promoting 3 very different movies are making their rounds.
That includes what's being called the dullest movie ever made. Oh great. Rick Damangella has today's Hollywood Minute.
It's trailer season in Hollywood. Here's a first look at Only the Brave, based on the true story of the Granite Mountain hotshots who died fighting an Arizona wildfire 4 years ago. The film stars Jeff Bridges, Josh Brolin, and Miles Teller, and is directed by Tron Legacy helmer Joseph Kosinski. Only the Brave lands in theaters October 20th.
You may think that thing looks human. Stands on 2 legs, right?
The latest film from director Guillermo del Toro is The Shape of Water. Described as an otherworldly fairy tale, the movie follows a mute woman who works in a Cold War-era government lab where she meets and befriends an aquatic life form. The Shape of Water surfaces December 8th.
In a world of constant stress,
and information overload.
Yes, really. This is a trailer for an 8-hour-long movie with no plot, dialogue, or actors. Baba Land is an actual movie with plans for a red carpet premiere and release in theaters. The movie was produced by meditation website Calm.com and has been described by its producer Peter Friedman as, quote, the dullest movie ever made. Baba Land will premiere in September. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That would help falling asleep some nights with that thing.
I know, that might be relaxing. An 8-hour-long movie of sheep. Oh my goodness.
All right, still ahead, our top local news headlines, and security cameras caught 2 uninvited guests inside a hospital.
Uh-oh, well, we'll tell you how the 2 pooches managed to take their own tour when we come back.
SRQ Performance Parts provides parts and accessories from over 300 manufacturers, so you can get that new manifold, carburetor, gasket, bolt kit, or nitrous oxide system fast. We'll help you beat the competition. Call or visit SRQ Performance Parts online today for all your high-performance parts and advice.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Attention blood thinner users. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. The widely prescribed blood thinners Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to a number of dangerous side effects, including internal bleeding, gastrointestinal bleeding, kidney bleeding, stroke, brain hemorrhaging, and even death. If you or a loved one suffered any of these injuries after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call right now. You may be owed significant compensation from the manufacturer. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or a loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Yes, we live in paradise. There is the sunrise this morning on the Suncoast.
Lovely place we get to call home every single day. All right, 6:54 this morning. Let's take a look at some of the top stories on the Suncoast.
We're getting a clear shot of a robbery in progress at a Bradenton shoe store. Watch that. Detectives are trying to find the man behind the counter at this Payless store.
Plus, a woman locked her keys in her 16-year-old blind dog in a hot car. The Sarasota Sheriff deputies came to the rescue. That deputy and the dog were able to rehydrate him after using special tools to unlock the car and rescue the dog.
And the city of Sarasota is getting closer to making millions of dollars in improvements at the Bobby Jones Golf Course. This as some taxpayers wonder if the city should try to sell the course. It has lost money each year for about the past 10 years.
Taking a look at traffic this morning, 301 heading north and southbound, seeing your biggest slowdowns in Manatee County. As we head into Sarasota County, some slowdowns, really not a whole lot of different places. It looks like there is an accident at Clark Road and I-75 in the southbound lane, so keep that in mind. And in South County, some slowdowns on Business 41 as you head throughout the area. John?
Few scattered showers out in Gulf waters. A couple of them may make it on shore, but mostly it's during the late morning, early afternoon when the shoreline will see some showers. Those will move inland in a pattern typical for this week. That'll also happen on Friday. Perhaps some drier air will limit the storms over the weekend.
And finally, John, a pair of dogs turned heads when they decided to take a stroll through a hospital earlier this week. Look at this. The doggy duo wandered into a medical office at St. Luke's Anderson campus just north of Philadelphia. Surveillance cameras were rolling as the pooches took a self-guided tour through the halls. It turns out the pups had wandered away from their owner and into the facility through automatic doors. They were eventually rounded up and safely returned. I'm sure some patients thought, oh, it's so nice to have some dogs visiting us today.
Yeah, therapy dogs, future therapy dogs.
They're just like, hey, don't mind me. Hello, everybody.
Interlopers.
Yeah.
Which can be rough.
Not a lot of front door security there, apparently.
Where's the volunteers? Enjoy your Thursday, folks.
Stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.